The Galactic Council deemed human warships too dangerous for interstellar warfare. Admiral Michael Kennedy, Earth's representative, strode into the massive council chambers aboard the space station orbiting Centauri Prime. Tension hung thick in the air as alien delegates cast suspicious glances his way. Ambassador Altair of the Komar delegation rose, his tentacles quivering with barely contained rage. "Esteemed members of the Council, we bring grave news. A single human dreadnought has obliterated an entire Komar battle fleet in the Rigel sector." Murmurs of shock and disbelief rippled through the chamber. Kennedy's jaw clenched as he prepared to defend humanity's actions. Kennedy stood, his voice steady and resolute. "These accusations are baseless. Our ships rely on superior tactics and conventional technology, nothing more." The Council erupted into heated debate. Species from across the galaxy argued over the implications of human military prowess. After hours of deliberation, a vote was called. "The Council has decided," announced the Arcturian moderator, "to dispatch an inspection team to Earth's shipyards. This mission will verify compliance with existing treaties." Kennedy's protests fell on deaf ears. As the session adjourned, he retreated to his quarters and activated a secure comm channel to Earth Command. The holographic face of Fleet Admiral Zhang appeared, her expression grim. "Kennedy, we've received your report. Preparations are underway to conceal our advanced systems from the inspectors." "Understood, Admiral. Any other developments?" Zhang nodded. "The HSS Thunderchild has begun a covert operation near Mars. We've discovered an alien artifact that could turn the tide of this war. They're moving to secure it now." Kennedy's mind raced with the implications. What about the Komar? They seem hell-bent on proving we've violated treaties. "Our intel suggests possible sabotage attempts by Komar agents during the inspection. Stay alert." Zhang paused, a hint of pride in her voice. "There's more. Our scientists have successfully reverse-engineered Komar shielding technology. It's being deployed to our fleet as we speak." Kennedy allowed himself a small smile. "That levels the playing field." "Indeed. Your job now is to keep the Council occupied while we solidify our defenses. The fate of humanity depends on it." As the communication ended, Kennedy stared out at the stars. The inspection team's ship had just entered the Sol system, its sleek form visible against the backdrop of space. He knew the coming days would test his diplomatic skills to their limits. The threat of full-scale galactic war loomed over everything. Kennedy straightened his uniform, steeling himself for the battles ahead, not with weapons but with words and wits. Humanity's survival hung in the balance, and he was determined to ensure their place among the stars, dangerous warships and all. Admiral Kennedy's encrypted communicator chirped, interrupting his brooding contemplation of the stars. He quickly retreated to a secure corner of his quarters aboard the Centauri Prime station. "Admiral, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the HSS Thunderchild," a hushed voice crackled through the device. "We've made a critical discovery on Mars. The alien artifact. It's not just a relic. It's a dormant superweapon capable of destroying entire star systems." Kennedy's eyes widened. "A superweapon, are you certain?" "Affirmative, sir. We've partially activated it, unlocking its potential. The power readings are off the charts." "Understood, Captain. Secure the site and await further orders. This changes everything." As Kennedy processed this game-changing information, alarms blared throughout the station. The alien inspection team's ship had entered Earth's orbit. Meanwhile on Earth, General Marcus Hawthorne stood in the bustling command center of the Planetary Defense Headquarters. Holographic displays showed the approaching alien vessel. Technicians sprang into action, their fingers flying across control panels. Within moments, the skies above Earth's shipyards came alive with convincing holographic projections of fake weapon systems. In orbit around Mars, Zach 7, the Arcturian diplomat leading the inspection team, peered out of the ship's view screen. His compound eyes narrowed as he observed the impressive array of weaponry on display. "Most interesting," Zach 7 mused. "These humans seem quite eager to show off their military might." Captain Krell, a battle-hardened Komar veteran, led his team out of the ship. Their mandibles clicked in anticipation as they moved swiftly towards their target. The relative quiet of the Martian landscape was shattered by the sudden crack of gunfire. Human soldiers guarding the artifact site had spotted the Komar intruders, and a fierce firefight erupted among the red rocks and excavation equipment. The massive human dreadnought roared to life, its engines glowing blue-hot as it descended into Mars' thin atmosphere. The ship's true capabilities were on full display as it unleashed a barrage of precision fire on the Komar positions, catching Captain Krell and his team completely off guard. Back at the Galactic Council, Ambassador Altair burst into the chamber, his tentacles writhing in agitation. "Esteemed members, I bring dire news. Human forces are engaging Komar troops on Mars as we speak." The Council erupted into chaos. Species from across the galaxy shouted accusations and demands for action. Admiral Kennedy, now armed with knowledge of the artifact's true nature, stepped forward. "Members of the Council," he said, his voice cutting through the din, "I propose an immediate emergency summit between human and Komar leaders to address this situation diplomatically." As Kennedy worked to buy time, Dr. Alan Reeves hunched over a complex array of equipment in a secret laboratory beneath the Pacific Ocean. Holographic schematics of Komar shielding technology floated before him, slowly rotating as he input new data. Suddenly Reeves sat bolt upright. "That's it," he exclaimed. "The phase variance in their shield harmonics. It's a critical vulnerability." He quickly composed a message to General Hawthorne, detailing his breakthrough. This discovery could turn the tide in any future conflict with the Komar. "It's time," he muttered grimly. Turning to his command staff, he barked, "Activate the defense grid, all of it." Across Earth's orbit, thousands of hidden satellites and defense platforms hummed to life. Their weapons charged, sensors activated, and stealth fields disengaged, revealing a vast network of military might that had been concealed from prying eyes. On board the inspection team's ship, alarms blared as their sensors detected the suddenly appearing defenses. Zack-7 stumbled back from the viewscreen in shock. "By the cosmic void," he gasped, "what are we witnessing?" "We've secured the artifact and are to rendezvous immediately with Bastion Station. Set course for the following coordinates." As the Thunderchild streaked away from Mars, it left behind a planet in turmoil and a solar system on the brink of war. The ship's crew knew they carried with them a weapon that could reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. Admiral Kennedy, still embroiled in tense negotiations at the Galactic Council, felt the weight of humanity's fate on his shoulders. He knew that somewhere out in the depths of space, Earth's secret trump card, the Bastion Station, awaited the arrival of the Thunderchild and its powerful cargo. The next moves made by humans and aliens alike would determine whether the galaxy plunged into all-out war or found a path to uneasy peace. As battle fleets mobilized and diplomats argued, the true test of humanity's place among the stars was about to begin. The tranquility of Earth's orbit shattered as thousands of hidden satellites and defense platforms sprang to life. Their weapons hummed with charged energy, stealth fields disengaging to reveal a vast network of military might that had been concealed from prying eyes. On board the inspection team's ship, alarms blared incessantly. Zack-7 stumbled back from the viewscreen, his compound eyes wide with disbelief. "By the cosmic void," he gasped, "what are we witnessing?" The Arcturian diplomat's fingers flew across the ship's communication panel, establishing an emergency link to the Galactic Council. His voice trembled as he delivered his report. "Esteemed Council members, this is Zack-7. Earth has activated an extensive, unauthorized defense grid. The scale is unprecedented." Back in the Council chambers, Admiral Michael Kennedy felt the weight of countless alien eyes upon him. The holographic display of Earth's orbital defenses rotated slowly in the center of the room, a damning piece of evidence that threatened to unravel years of careful diplomacy. Ambassador Altair's tentacles writhed with barely suppressed fury. "Lies, deception! The humans have made a mockery of our treaties and our trust." His voice rose to a fever pitch. "I call for an immediate emergency session to address this blatant act of aggression." As the Council erupted into chaos, The HSS Thunderchild streaked through space, pushing its engines to the limit. In the ship's bridge, Captain Sarah Chen's eyes were fixed on the navigation display. "Status report," she barked. "Komar pursuit ships detected, Captain," her tactical officer responded. "But we're outpacing them. ETA to Bastion Station 17 minutes. Chen nodded grimly. "Maintain course and speed. We can't let them get their hands on this artifact." Deep within the ship's secure hold, the alien superweapon pulsed with an otherworldly energy. Its secrets lay dormant, waiting to be unlocked. As the Thunderchild approached the coordinates of Bastion Station, the vastness of space seemed to ripple and distort. A massive structure materialized before them, Earth's hidden deep space facility. The docking procedure was a flurry of activity. As soon as the ship was secure, a team of heavily armed security personnel swarmed the hold. With practiced efficiency, they extracted the artifact and escorted it to a high-security research lab deep within the station. Dr. Alan Reeves arrived shortly after, his eyes gleaming with excitement as he laid eyes on the alien technology. "Incredible," he breathed, running a scanner over its surface. "The energy readings are like nothing I've ever seen." Meanwhile, on the red plains of Mars, the battle between human forces and Captain Krell's Komar team had escalated into a full-blown firefight. The air crackled with energy weapons fire as both sides fought for control of the artifact's original site. General Marcus Hawthorne's voice cut through the din of combat in the Earth Defense Command Center. "Deploy the Phantom Squadron," he ordered, his tone leaving no room for hesitation. Within moments, a dozen sleek fighters emerged from concealed hangars on the Martian surface. Their hulls shimmered with the reverse-engineered Komar shielding technology, rendering them nearly invisible to enemy sensors. Captain Krell's mandibles clicked in frustration as his forces were slowly pushed back. "Impossible," he hissed, watching as human fighters seemed to appear out of nowhere, their weapons finding gaps in his troops' defenses with terrifying accuracy. As the battle on Mars turned in humanity's favor, Admiral Kennedy fought a different kind of war in the Galactic Council chambers. He stood before the assembled alien races, his uniform crisp despite the sweat beading on his brow. He took a deep breath, knowing his next words could either salvage the situation or doom humanity to a war they couldn't win. "We have evidence of Komar aggression, an unprovoked attack on our research facility on Mars." The chamber fell silent as Kennedy presented sensor logs and communications intercepts. For a moment, it seemed as though the tide of opinion might turn in Earth's favor. But Ambassador Altair was not so easily swayed. The Komar representative rose, his eyes gleaming with triumph. "And what, pray tell, were your forces protecting on Mars? Perhaps an alien artifact of immense power, one that you conveniently failed to report to this council?" Altair pressed his advantage. "Honored representatives, the humans have not only hidden their true military capabilities, but have also concealed the discovery of a potentially galaxy-altering weapon. I propose an immediate resolution to neutralize the human threat before it's too late." As the council deliberated, the situation in the Sol system grew even more complex. General Hawthorne, recognizing the gravity of the diplomatic crisis, made a decision that would alter the course of human history. "I initiate Protocol Omega," he commanded, his voice echoing through the command center. On the lunar surface, hidden doors ground open in long-abandoned craters. From underground hangars emerged a fleet of ships, unlike anything seen before. A perfect fusion of human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien technology. As the lunar fleet took up defensive positions around Earth, Dr. Reeves and his team at Bastion Station made a startling discovery. The artifact was not just a weapon, it was a repository of knowledge from an ancient, long-extinct civilization. Before he could complete the thought, alarms blared throughout Bastion Station. A massive ship of unknown design had appeared at the edge of the Sol system, its hull adorned with symbols that matched those on the artifact. Captain Chen's voice crackled over the station's comm system. "All personnel, battle stations. We have an unidentified vessel approaching." As the crew of Bastion prepared for a possible confrontation, the alien ship broadcast a message. The language was unlike anything in Earth's linguistic databases, a series of complex harmonics and tonal shifts. With Earth's hidden fleet revealed, the alien inspection team racing to report their findings, and an unknown force entering the system, the Sol system teetered on the brink of chaos. In the Galactic Council chambers, Admiral Kennedy steeled himself for the most important diplomatic challenge of his career, knowing that the fate of humanity hung in the balance. Admiral Kennedy's words hung in the air of the Council chambers, the fate of humanity balanced on a knife's edge. Before he could continue his defense, a priority message flashed on his secure comlink. His eyes widened as he read the decoded transmission from Earth. "Esteemed Council members," Kennedy said, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation, "I have just received urgent information that concerns not only humanity, but every spacefaring race in this galaxy." The chamber fell silent as Kennedy shared the warning from the precursors. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing the massive unknown ship that had entered the Sol system. As the implications of the message sank in, the mood in the chamber shifted palpably. Ambassador Altair's mandibles clicked rapidly, his earlier fury replaced by a mix of fear and curiosity. "What is the nature of this galactic threat?" he asked, his voice uncharacteristically subdued. Kennedy shook his head. "We don't yet know the details, but the fact that it necessitated the creation of a superweapon millennia ago is cause for grave concern. I propose we adjourn this emergency session and reconvene once we have more information from the precursor ship." As the council members murmured their agreement, Kennedy couldn't help but feel a small sense of relief. The immediate danger of sanctions against Earth had been averted, at least temporarily. Back in the Sol system, the HSS Thunderchild maintained its position near the precursor vessel. On the bridge, Captain Sarah Chen watched the massive alien ship with a mixture of awe and trepidation. "Any response to our hails?" she asked her communications officer. Chen tensed, her hand hovering over the tactical controls. "Shields up, but hold fire unless I give the order." The scan swept over the Thunderchild, then expanded to encompass the entire Sol system. On Earth, in lunar bases, and aboard space stations, systems briefly flickered as the powerful scan passed through them. At Bastion Station, Dr. Reeves watched in fascination as data streams from the scan flooded his monitors. "This is incredible," he muttered, fingers flying over his keyboard. "They're not just scanning our defenses, they're analyzing our entire technological base." As quickly as it began, the scan ended. The precursor ship remained silent for several long moments before a new transmission arrived. Chen's communications officer looked up in surprise. "Captain, we're receiving a message. It's in English." The captain's eyebrows shot up. "On screen," she ordered. The message appeared, its content sending a ripple of shock through the bridge crew. "Humans of Earth, we are the precursors. We have observed your progress and adaptation of technologies, including those of the Komar. Your potential is significant. We extend an invitation to your leaders for diplomatic discourse aboard our vessel. The future of the galaxy may depend on this exchange. Captain Chen, you are to escort Admiral Kennedy, who is being recalled from the Galactic Council, along with Dr. Reeves to the precursor ship for diplomatic talks. Prepare your ship and crew accordingly." As Chen acknowledged the order, alarms blared across the Thunderchild's bridge. The tactical officer's voice was tense as he reported, "Multiple Komar signatures detected approaching the moon. They're on an attack vector." Chen's mind raced as she assessed the situation. "Red alert, all hands to battle stations." On the lunar surface, hidden hangar doors ground open, revealing Earth's secret fleet. General Hawthorne's voice echoed through every ship and base in the system. "This is not a drill. Initiate Defense Protocol Alpha 9. Engage the enemy, but prioritize disabling over destruction." The space around the moon erupted into chaos as Earth's advanced ships met the Komar fleet head-on. Energy beams lanced across the void, while missile trails crisscrossed the starry backdrop. Captain Krell, leading the Komar assault from his flagship, snarled in frustration as his sensors struggled to lock onto the human vessels. "Impossible," he hissed. "How are they evading our targeting systems?" What Krell couldn't know was that the human ships were employing reverse-engineered Komar shielding technology, enhanced by Earth scientists to provide near-perfect sensor deflection. As the battle raged, the precursor ship sent another transmission to the Thunderchild. Captain Chen read it with a mix of hope and apprehension. "Activate Lunar Defense Grid Alpha 79, she ordered, relaying the precursor's offer of assistance. Moments later, the lunar surface seemed to come alive. Massive energy cannons, hidden for millennia, emerged from craters and ridges. They fired with pinpoint accuracy, their energy beams slicing through space to disable Komar ships with surgical precision. Aboard his flagship, Captain Krell watched in horror as ship after ship in his fleet went dark, disabled but not destroyed by the ancient weapons. "All ships, full retreat," he barked, his mandibles clicking in agitation. "Fall back to Rally Point Omega." As the Komar fleet fled, leaving their disabled ships behind, a cheer went up through the human forces. They had faced their first true test in interstellar combat and emerged victorious. With the immediate threat neutralized, attention turned once more to the precursor ship and the impending diplomatic mission. On Earth, General Hawthorne coordinated with global leaders to prepare for the monumental first contact. Admiral Kennedy's shuttle docked with the Thunderchild, bringing with it Dr. Reeves and the alien artifact. As the three key figures of the diplomatic mission gathered on the bridge, Captain Chen couldn't help but feel the weight of history on their shoulders. "All systems ready, Captain," her helmsman reported. "We can dock with the precursor ship at your command." Chen nodded, her eyes meeting those of Admiral Kennedy. "Well, Admiral," she said, a hint of a smile playing at her lips despite the tension, "shall we go make history?" As the Thunderchild maneuvered towards the colossal precursor vessel, its crew couldn't help but wonder what revelations awaited them. The fate of humanity, and perhaps the entire galaxy, hung in the balance as they prepared to step into the unknown. As the Thunderchild approached the colossal precursor vessel, Captain Chen felt a mix of awe and trepidation. The alien ship dwarfed even the largest human vessels, its sleek design hinting at technological marvels beyond imagination. "Docking procedure initiated," the helmsman announced, his voice steady despite the tension on the bridge. Admiral Kennedy stood beside Captain Chen, his eyes fixed on the looming alien craft. "Well, Sarah, I suppose this is where we make history." Chen nodded, a wry smile tugging at her lips. "Let's hope it's the good kind, sir." As the Thunderchild's docking clamps engaged with a soft thud, Dr. Reeves joined them on the bridge. The alien artifact clutched protectively in his arms. "I still can't believe we're about to meet the precursors," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. The aliens were tall, lithe creatures with elongated limbs and large almond-shaped eyes that seemed to glow with an inner light. Their forms flickered and shifted, as if struggling to maintain a consistent appearance in human perception. One of the holograms stepped forward, its voice a melodious blend of tones that seemed to resonate within the humans' minds, rather than through their ears. "Welcome, children of Earth," it said. "We are the precursors, and we have much to discuss." Admiral Kennedy stepped forward, his back straight and his voice clear. "On behalf of humanity, we are honored to meet you. I am Admiral Jonathan Kennedy, and with me are Captain Sarah Chen and Dr. Elias Reeves." The precursor hologram nodded, its gaze falling on the artifact in Reeves's arms. "You have brought the key as we hoped you would. Come, there is much to explain." As they followed the holograms deeper into the ship, the humans found themselves in a vast chamber filled with swirling holographic displays. Star maps, complex equations, and images of strange insectoid creatures flashed by in a dizzying array. "The artifact you discovered," the precursor began, "is not a weapon as you believed. It is a key, a control mechanism for a vast network of defensive installations we scattered throughout the galaxy eons ago." The hologram waved a hand, and the displays coalesced into a terrifying image of a massive swarm of alien creatures, their bodies a nightmarish fusion of organic and mechanical components. "The Void Swarm," the precursor said, its voice grave. "An extragalactic threat that consumes all organic matter in its path. They are approaching your galaxy, and the time has come to activate our defenses." Captain Chen stepped forward, her brow furrowed. Why us? Why entrust this to humanity? The precursor's form shimmered, its expression unreadable. We have observed your species for millennia. Your unique blend of ingenuity, adaptability, and compassion, even in the face of conflict, has proven you worthy to be our successors. As the implications of this revelation sank in, Dr. Reeves was already poring over the data displays. His fingers flew across his tablet, correlating the new information with what they had learned from the artifact. "This is incredible," he muttered, his eyes alight with excitement. "The shielding technology we reverse-engineered from the Komar. It's compatible with the precursor defense network. With some modifications, we could create an even more powerful defense against the Void Swarm." The precursor hologram nodded, a hint of approval in its glowing eyes. "This is why we chose you, humans. Your ability to adapt and improve upon existing technologies is unparalleled." Admiral Kennedy listened intently, his mind racing with the implications of this new information. "We need to inform the Galactic Council immediately," he said. "This threat affects all of us." Back in the council chambers, an emergency session was already underway. Ambassador Altair, still seething from the Komar defeat, stood at the podium, his mandibles clicking furiously. Murmurs of dissent rippled through the chamber. Many council members, impressed by humanity's display of advanced technology and restraint during the lunar battle, were hesitant to condemn Earth outright. As the debate raged on, a priority message flashed across the council's communication system. Admiral Kennedy's face appeared on the main display, his expression grave but determined. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council," he began, "I come before you with information that will change the course of our galaxy's history." "We stand at a crossroads," Kennedy concluded. "The Void Swarm threatens not just humanity, not just the Komar, but every sentient species in our galaxy. We must put aside our differences and unite against this common enemy. Earth stands ready to lead this defense, with human ingenuity and precursor technology at the forefront of our strategy." The council chambers erupted in a cacophony of voices, shock, disbelief, and hope mingling in equal measure. Ambassador Altair, who had been listening intently, surprised everyone by stepping forward. "Honored representatives," he said, his voice uncharacteristically subdued, "while I have had my differences with the humans, I cannot ignore the gravity of this threat. I support Admiral Kennedy's proposal. The Komar will stand with Earth against the Void Swarm." A hush fell over the chamber, followed by a groundswell of agreement. Within minutes, the Galactic Council voted overwhelmingly in favor of the alliance, officially recognizing Earth's leadership in the coming conflict. As the council session concluded, Admiral Kennedy turned to Captain Chen and Dr. Reeves, who had been standing by his side throughout the proceedings. "Well," he said, a hint of a smile on his face, "it looks like we have a galaxy to defend. Are you ready?" Chen nodded, her eyes gleaming with persistence. "The Thunder Child stands ready, Admiral. Just give the word." Dr. Reeves clutched his tablet, already scrolling through data on precursor defense systems. "I'll need to coordinate with our top scientists and engineers. We have a lot of work ahead of us." Kennedy nodded, his gaze sweeping across the council chambers one last time. "Then let's get to it. The real challenge is just beginning." As they made their way back to the Thunderchild, the weight of their new responsibility settled upon them. The fate of the galactic realm now rested in humanity's hands, and they had no intention of letting it down. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.